Welcome back. We are back to our Godot game development session here. I noticed that yesterday I'd already started feeling the classic, you know, you're knocking things out, and then suddenly you have to come up with a game because you've knocked out all of the technical issues. I haven't knocked out all the technical issues for sure. There's still a lot of stuff, but I've made a bunch of progress. But then I start thinking about, well, what's the actual game loop and stuff? Then you start running into issues because then it's like, oh, I got to make an actual game out of this. So there's a couple directions I can do, so then I don't just quit. One of those is one direction is I can just work on more technical issues, like saving. I could get my save system working. The other thing is I can do more artwork. I just got distracted. 1 second. These boxes, I just realized I can do just a simple bag mesh or something for the boxes, because they need to have interactable parts, so they can't be one single mesh. Whereas the crafting table, I'm kind of fine with it being one, not a perfectly accurate mesh. We should probably do something about this this thing here. But there is few issues that I'm realizing need to be dealt with. One of those is I want to revamp this environment, make it look great. Oh, whoops. Let me also... We'll go over our issues here in a sec, but let me pull up my links in the Discord so I don't forget. Okay. So we have our save system. So there's a couple ways we could move on this. Save system. Let me think. So save system, and then environment, which includes a lot of art. And building out terrain, good terrain. Which I think is what we need to do. I think we do need to do that. So let's go to our scene manager. So we have this from Godot.
So let's give this a try. We start the game. And let's fire a few torpedoes and then save. Now let's load this again. Our torpedoes are loaded and the precision also looks okay, but they are flying into the wrong direction. So it looks like just saving the position alone doesn't work here.
What's up?
And we also need to save the direction into which the torpedo is flying, otherwise it will be just the default direction.
Okay. We're going to watch this guy, not from the beginning because this is an hour long, but he shows a couple different ways of saving. This does store var, which we don't really want.
Now we have a JSON string and we need to convert it back into a dictionary or data. And again, because it is a dictionary, equals saved.
Good. How about you? I'm doing good. We're trying to. I need to decide this. Do I work on my saving of data, or do I work on my environment and make this place look better? Let's do some basic environment stuff just to make it look better. So we have like mountains, we can keep that. Rock formations, we have 1, 2, 3. Small rock formation. Which one is this? Okay, that's that. That's that. That's that, okay. Then what else do we have? Do we have stones somewhere? Yeah, stones there. Tree 2 pine. We have tree 1 pine, tree 2 pine. I'm gonna delete these. Then we have tree 3 pine somewhere, or do we not? We don't. Deleting all of these trees except for one here. Tree 2 pine, okay. Let's just do some general environment stuff. We have all these rock formations. Whoops, we'll do these. And our stones, we have A, B, C, okay. We're gonna move those stones. We're gonna get our our rock formations. Let's grab our one huge tree. Move that over. Oh, we got an ad starting on Twitch in 2 minutes, just a heads up. Okay, then we got these. I'm gonna do a new node 3D, which is items. Just so we can collapse these into here. Box and fire pit can go in there. Okay. Let's start with rocks, or our rock formations. Or we build some in Blender and yeah, let's maybe we just build build a little section in Blender that has some of the basics. New general. We're gonna delete these. Shift A, mesh, cube. We could do like an actual landscape in here, but actually, let's do it like this. Should we do the whole scene like this in Blender? No, I don't think so. But we can do a few formations. And this is the height of the player here. Okay. So let's do it like that. Let's make it even bigger. We're going to save this. Whoops. Save this as. So terrain. We're going to say large mesa, I guess, or plateau. Okay, we'll call it that. Subdivide it a little bit. So I guess I could just do this, subdivide, and then subdivide it again. And this will just be kind of a circular mesa, I guess. We're going to go to our knife tool. Nice, that's on the top. Nice. Now, this is the height of the player. So we'll do something like that. I'm going to give this a material of dirt. Then we're going to do a new one called grass. Sign. Okay. We are going to go to wireframe. We're going to grab all of these little vertices. We don't really need them. What happens when I do like shade smooth on this? How does it look? I do not know. I don't know if that looks good or bad. But we're gonna do shade flat again. Let me grab the last little bit of the comment. Okay. Okay, we can save this. Let's pull it in. We're going to do a scene, forest, miscellaneous playable, rock formations, stones. I'm going to do a create new, scene, large. Large plateau. Okay, obviously this is an extremely basic one. Okay, it's that big. Why is this? Okay. Okay, let's see how this looks when we jump in. Is this going to have some sort of Z fighting? Okay, it looks very simple. The green is obviously not great, but... Okay, now we're going to go back to edit mode. We're going to give this a little more feature. Because I think... Well, here's the issue. How much do we really want to do with these? I like the idea that, like, these are all really simple. Well, we can just, on this one specifically, we can do some more, okay, we can do something like that. We can even scale it in a little. We can even scale these in a little. Then we can grab all of these. Give them some sort of dirt, or the dirt. Assign that. Okay. We definitely want a better texture for this. Let's see what we can do here. That's a little bit more bluish. Let's go even further into the more like green-blue. Okay. Or we can do a lot darker. Something like that. That's not bad. And of course here we have a little bit of like roughness and stuff, whereas on this we don't. We're gonna use a, well, we can actually just do this. Large plateau.blend, go to materials. For the grass we can use external, we can go here. Materials, oh, we don't even have one for that. Let's go. Ground layer, nice. Save as, this is going to be in our materials, rough grass. Save that. Now this, I can go to our blend file. We can, for grass, we can use external. There we go. Now we have that. We can also create a dirt one. Which basically will involve, if I go here, grass, no, dirt, use external. There's like these. Oh, I can go here and I can just create one. Okay. What does this do? Fast noise light. We could do a color ramp, new gradient. This will be a brown. And then this noise texture, seamless, as normal map, not really sure. Okay, so that does that. say, hey, Bad Circle, what's up? Click on the noise texture and add the noise too. Yeah. What's up, Bad Circle? Good to see you. I don't know. What does the color ramp actually do here? Okay, that gives it that. Oh, and then I could... That didn't do it. Okay, I can put that back. How am I doing it with this grass? I don't know, but let's save this. Save as. In our materials, we'll do rough dirt. By the way, Alessandro, good to see you. Good seeing you. Hope you've been well. I have been well. Getting a lot of work done recently, this past week, because I've been super busy in life over the past couple months. And now I'm settling down. I moved all the way to Finland and have been getting settled here, but now I'm like able to work and stream again, which is great. We're gonna do rough dirt. We're gonna just save that, and then let's take a look at our I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that for now, and then we can go into our large plateau.blend. Use external. This has been amazing. I can't believe I didn't know about this stuff. Okay. Re-import. Okay. Where am I using? Okay, it's in here. We have this. Seamless. We have that. We have color. So color is just white. Then we did a texture. Then we did that. Did I even put the fast noise light? Okay, I did. Oh, that's on surface 1. Here. Ah. Why is this? Oh, as normal map should not be on. Okay, now we have something here. This width is different. Okay. How am I doing it in rough grass? In rough grass, I've got seamless on 0.1, fast noise light. Ah, I should change this here. Let's do Perlin, I guess. Frequency needs to be a lot more. Okay, that does weirdness there. I see. Next to the texture and copy paste to bring all of its child settings over. Oh, like on here? I guess I could just copy. But now we're close enough, at least. 3D space. What does that do? Okay, no. What I don't want is this. Where you have these lines. But I don't think I did that in the grass one at all. Just copy it at the bottom. Okay. Yeah, I think if I do this, I can copy this, throw it in here, but I don't think I'll paste it. Okay, yeah. Looks like I didn't use or figure out how to do this. In 3D space does that. Okay. Weird. Try enabling triplanar. Would that be in... I guess I can do try... Okay, triplanar, what does that do? Something is happening for sure. I don't need subsurface scattering. World space rather than object local space. That's unnecessary. But regular triplanar, it seems like that might be... What is that in? That's in UV1. Okay. Force sRGB. Okay. Huh. Triplanar is just kind of removing it, but I know it's probably because I'm doing it wrong. Value, simplex, smooth, simplex. Okay. Cellular, Perlin. Okay, that's just unnecessary. Maybe the frequency is too high. It could be that, and then maybe... Well, how does it look if I have triplanar on here? It's taking a little bit. Or it just didn't go. Nope. Okay. That's good there. Oh, interesting. So if the frequency is really low, then it does it in these like kind of cell sort of things. Like that. Ah, okay. It is seamless. I can bump that up. I just turned on 3D space. How does that affect things? Okay. It changes things. I mean, I could do something like this. Okay, That's weird though. It gets like really gray. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna turn off triplanar again. And really all I want is just like a little bit of this discoloration. So I think it's kind of fine. Also change the triplanar scale. This is kind of fine. I don't even mind it that it's a little vertical there because that gives it some verticality. Like, I don't know, that kind of works. So I might not worry about it right now, but thank you. We'll do it like that and just see how this looks. Yeah, I don't know much about texturing. Obviously it's at night, so we're not really gonna see this anyway. Okay, you can see a little bit of it. Okay. Well, we have a texture for our kind of hills and whatever. And actually, honestly, we probably should make these a lot brighter because it is at night. That's a bit brighter. Still pretty dark compared to like these. That might be just because of how far we are away. No, these are still pretty bright. But those textures can be changed at later dates, that's fine. Now we go into here and we do save as, do large plateau 2. And actually, we should probably just do this. Kind of reset this. At this point, might as well just, well, no, we can do this. Fill this. Okay. Now we can subdivide couple times, we can get ourselves another another plateau thing. Let's do our knife tool again. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Grab all these faces. Let's go to our scenes and let's add in some more, or another plateau. Okay, these are fairly similar plateaus, so it's a little bit meh, but whatever. Large plateau 2. First, let's grab this and make sure. Use external, path, materials, rough dirt, okay. Grass, enabled, path, materials, rough grass. Okay, then we can also do this, physics, boom, re-import, save, instantiate it, boom. Now we have Z fighting. That's because this is like that. Rock formations, let's do negative 1.5. We're gonna do negative 1.5 for that. Throw it in the rock formations. So what we are trying to do here, by the way, is we're just trying to make the, why did that not apply physics, static body, re-import. Oh, this needs to be editable, sick. We're just trying to add a little bit more to the environment here. Okay, we're obviously going to need to add our trees back in. Is this Elden Ring, basically? What's up, Jay? How you doing in the YouTube chat? Okay, we one thing I just realized is we don't have any way of getting up on top of these, so okay, that's not bad. Now that should be easy enough to get on top of. Large plateau 1. Hell yeah, boy. Yeah. We're making some progress here. We'll go to our first large plateau. There should be some... Let's see here. What happens if we do from here to there? Okay, that cleans a little bit of that up. This is still probably a little bit harder to get on top of, but that's kind of fine. In fact, we can do GZ, bring these up a little bit. We could even do a little... and then extrude. We could snap these vertices to grid. Whoops. One, we go here, we do move that there, move that up slightly. Go here, we're gonna grab that, give it the grass. So there's like a little outcrop, I guess. All very placeholder. Is Godot auto LODs any good? To be honest, I have no idea. I don't even know how it works. I've never really played around with it. Why is this not using my materials? What is going on here? For some reason, it's not pulling that material. Yes, it is not. It is on that one, but not on this one. Let's go ahead and delete this. But yeah, Jay, I'm not really like, I've never really even seen it in action. I don't know, like, it might be doing it on the back end of my games, but of my projects, but I just haven't interacted with it at any level. Why does this just not import? It's so weird, like it just doesn't pull any of that in. Okay. It has those, it's just it's not applying it. Why is that happening? Why is it different? Is it because my geometry is different? Probably just can't use this the way I think I am. I think when importing a certain file format, it did auto LODs, but you can disable it when in the import menu. You can manually do your own or have Godot do it. Okay. Grass, dirt, noise. Let's try this. Okay, it just doesn't seem to apply. Okay, we're gonna try this again for for dirt. Rough dirt, open. Re-import. Yeah, it just does not really seem to care. Which means we could just make our rough dirt and rough grass. Honestly, we could just copy that. I'm gonna go in here, paste that there. Get rid of that. We're just gonna do solid for now. Okay, that's grass. Here. Copy that. Get rid of the texture, throw it in here. And if I really want to, I could do a quick load. I can do that on the roughness. I could do something like this, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just have them as solid colors. Okay, so we have some general plateaus. Let's do save as large plateau 3. So right now what I'm trying to do is like a bit of a tailored level, even though this is not going to be how it's going to end up being. Because what we're going to want, of course, in the end is procedural. Using any add-ons? Yeah, so for my add-ons, I have Sky 3D. I also have DS Inventory Lite and DS Base Builder, which are just my own add-ons that I made that sort of work, but I've continually had to work on with this project as well. But Sky 3D is the main one. That's how I have this nice looking night sky. Because Sky 3D is just so good for making just this right here. Like this is, I've hardly touched any settings, and I just want a nice nighttime sky. I don't know if I'll use it permanently, but we will see. Mr. Sheep, what's up? How's it going, man? Okay. Blender, we got one more plateau or something to make. And then I'm trying to think if we can do... Because basically, what do I want to do here? I want to... Yeah, I can do this. I think I know. Okay. We will do just another one that looks a little different. I don't even think we really need to do anything else here. We can just assign that. Go to here. Looks good. Save that. We could do another level to this one, but I don't care too much. We're going to do another scene, which is going to be create new scene. Large plateau 3. Okay, save that. We go to our large plateau. Whoops. This thing, we need to use external path, grab that. Rough dirt, okay. Grass, use external path, find that. Material, rough grass. Open, re-import. Then reopen that again. We go here, we do physics, sure. Take off the mask, re-import that, save that, and then instantiate that. Okay. What's the game, man? Survival horror? A little more cozy than that. Oh, I forgot to put this latest one in. A little more cozy. It's more like a... What I'm thinking is you're going to basically be taking care of the forest. Why does that not show its... Oh, we have to do editable children again. Wow, this looks great. Thanks, Yoda. That's awesome. I never got Sky 3D to work for me. Sky 3D is great. What was the issue? What wasn't working? Because it's been solid for me. Okay, we'll do something like this, and then we'll grab like this one. We'll duplicate it. We're just trying to tailor a edited scene here. And then at some point we could put like a stream going through the middle or something. And then these mountains. We could pull them a little closer just for the feel of it. Like right now, we're mostly looking to get the vibes right, so we can be inspired, you know. Which might make our our lighting seem a little off or whatever, but it's fine. Then we can add some trees in. Never installed without having a dozen red alerts for me. I had a hard time setting it up on this one again, but I think I just did things in like the wrong order, and then I had to just keep deleting it over and over again and then reinstalling it, and I did get it to work. But there can be some annoyances with it when you try to set it up. I think I just literally didn't follow the instructions like I should have. Okay, now let's add some trees back in. These are still our placeholder trees, so. And actually, what we're gonna do, let's do this. We want proton scatter for this. Proton scatter is a great tool. I'm not gonna use it for the, this is the one. I'm not going to use it for the actual like full game, but just for this, it should be nice. I'm using 4.1 or 5.1 as what I'm planning to use is to use the shader system. Ah, okay. To make your own sky, you're saying? Okay, so that's good. Whoops. Project settings, plugins, we can do that. Close, save. And let's reload this project. And I'm just using proton scatter so then I don't have to freaking place all of these trees manually. And it can be really nice for that. So, failed to create SVG from buffer. We'll see what happens. All right. Proton Scatter. And then we add a child node of, wait, does that already do it? Scatter item, perfect. This is the demo. We don't need all of that. We'll do tree 1 pine. Proportion 100. Scatter shape. We're gonna do a sphere. Okay. Yes, this is exactly what we want right here. Now, scatter shape, we're gonna do 200. It appears to now not be putting any trees down, or is it? We can grab all of these, we can delete. Radius 200, transform. Let's see what happened. Where did it put all of these? Did it put any of them? I remember there's some, oh yeah, we got one right there. Nice. Okay, we don't want radius 200, we could do like 150. And then what we can do is, it is going to place some, but they're all tiny. So we need to go here, create inside. Okay, randomize transforms. Rotation on the Y, we can do that. Let's do more like 5 and 5 here. Scale right now is at 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. That is because these scenes, the scene for the trees are tiny. So we need to go to tree 1 pine. This thing right here is already on a scale 10. Ah. So why is it not giving me scale 10? Got a crazy idea to make a natural sky, and that's as dumb as it sounds. I don't know enough about shaders. Like, I know I could get something to show up, but I don't think I could make anything good. Now, nothing is popping up. Is anything popping up in? Yeah, right there. Okay. So this is in a sphere, like that. So the shape needs to be... First thing we need to do, project on colliders. Max slope, okay, we've got that. We got -1. Let's do like -100. So the sphere is there, but it's not placing anything. If I don't do project on colliders, then what does it do? Okay, it does that. Nothing. Oh, this just needs to be pointed down. This is ray length, so we could do -100, or no, 100. So why is it still putting stuff inside? Remove points on miss. Okay. Align with collision normal. Sure. What happens if I do this? Okay. Ah, okay. Now it's Now it's landing them correctly. Okay, we don't want align with collision normal. We also don't want a max slope of 90. Let's do a max slope of like 35. Okay, this shape needs to be a, let's do a box shape. Let's do 150 by 1 by 150. Then we can drag this down. There we go. Now it's placing stuff. We need to do that here, though. Okay, now it's placing stuff. Of course, these trees are tiny. So if I jump in, it's gonna look weird. Nor do I. Apparently, as so much math, I'd be better off getting a job for shaders than learning them. But I'm gonna do it anyways. It's good to, honestly, that's a good attitude. Just try stuff. Who cares? Doesn't need to work. Okay, we've got our tiny trees. Which also don't seem to have any collision anymore. So this is the relaxed position. Keep static colliders, okay? That's use chunks. Okay, cool. Okay, now we have static colliders. Force uniform scale. If you keep the trees this small, you can make it a Titan simulator. Yep. Okay, that refuses to do anything there. Why does this scale not seem to do anything? Guess we'll do like 10 on that. And then get rid of that scale. It just doesn't care about whatever scaling I do. Oh, scale multiplier right there. I can do 10. Perfect. Randomized transforms. Let's do on these more like 2. And then on our scale, we can do 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So then we can make them a lot smaller. Scatter item, scale multiplier, let's do 15. Make these a lot bigger. And actually, let's do 20. And then let's go to our proton scatter right here. On this, we can do a whole 1, 1, 1, save. So now they can have a lot of scaling differences. Ah, you know what? That's too much. Let's do 15 again. Okay, this will give it a little bit of, you know, feel again. We do got some weirdness with some of the spawns, but let me go back to the player and actually scatter item. Oops. Scatter shape. What is it? Proton scatter here. Amount. This is 75. Let's do 50. What was I going to do? Go to the player. Let's turn back on our light just so we can see a little better. Make the mesh bigger, itself bigger. Yeah, the mesh didn't seem to do anything, but doing the item or the scale multiplier in the plugin itself seemed to work. Okay. So now we have, whoops, we need wood. Okay, now we have little plateaus going around. We can also throw in our own little rock outcroppings and stuff, because right now this is still a little basic. Also, you can't quite get up on these yet. I had to use my fly mode there for a second. But one thing we can do is like go here, we can, whoops. Oh my goodness, that's slightly annoying to have. Okay. Okay. We can do our base like this. Wood angled roof. Wood angled wall. And let's put this. Oh, what is going on there? Okay. We can do a little fire pit. Turn that on. We can. Can you put ceiling mounted ones like that? Seems like it doesn't really want you to. But now we can go look and see how it looks from a distance. Ooh, yep, cozy, cozy. Now imagine we had some water going through here. We had some creatures walking around. We had more forest, first of all, because the forest needs to be a lot more than this. Oh, check this out. We've got a tree growing on top of a big tree here. That's great. But yeah, this using proton scatter, I'm only using it right now so then we can do, so I can just easily have a bunch of trees here. I don't want to have to tailor make it every time. Looking good? Yeah, it's getting there. I'm liking this. Now we can incorporate some of these assets over here too. So let's do that. We can throw a couple of these types of things around. Then we will also need grass of some sort. Okay, let's see how this looks. Okay, now we got a little bit just more random terrain. Okay, grass would help. More trees, of course. Okay, now we got trees everywhere. There's a little bit of weirdness here, but that's fine because these aren't our final trees. Uh-oh. Our fireplace is inside a tree. We will pick it up. Okay, we're getting something. Miz, what's up? How you doing, man? How's it going? It is going well. We should probably adjust this. Right now we have like angled roof and wall-mounted foundation in the wrong spot. Wall-mounted foundation is basically where... There we go. Basically where you can build into the trees. So then you get your own little treehouse set up. does it look if I do it like that? And then I do like that. Ah, I see. Can't really do it like that. You kind of have to... do ceiling, ceiling, and then... Well, that's not bad, still. Okay. Got our house in the trees. That looks nice and cozy. We're getting there. Place your crafting bench, get to work, start crafting stuff. Oh, something just broke. Max stack size on base object nil. Some sort of error that we will run into later. I do not care about it currently. Now, what we're going to do save as ground with river. Okay, we're gonna do our ground. Which obviously in Blender on our forest, this is all placeholder once again. But if this is our plateau, that's like a large one. Need it to be at least 4 times that, probably like 5 times that. So twice as big would be about out, or I guess, yeah, it needs to be like this big or something. Okay, now I can go here. This is once again all placeholder stuff. Then we can extrude this down. Yeah. Then we can do a quick +1 on that. Assign that. Go to this view. Face orientations are good. Okay. We can go to rock formations. We're gonna just do, let's go into the forest one and we'll do, create a new scene. Ground with stream. Okay. Oh, that's with river. Of course, we called it different. River. We're going to do our materials here. Use external materials. Rough dirt, open, and go to grass. Then we are going to grab this, do physics. Yes, no. Re-import. Okay, we have that instantiated. Now in our forest, okay, where is our... Okay, there's our stream, so... Let's hide that. Okay, let's grab our rock formations, our plateaus. This one gonna get moved over. How deep do these go? Okay. This we need to change, because this is supposed to just be fairly short or small stream. Perfect. This plateau can be back here. Okay. Ground layer needs to be deleted. Okay, now that goes into the water, which is kind of fine, I think. I could also make it so the scatter shape, let's see, size is 1. Let's do like 30. And then the scatter shape, we have proton scatter, performance, project on colliders, ray direction. Okay, we have ray length 100. So if we put this whole thing up at let's do 20. Okay, then our ray length should only be 20. Okay, now it won't go in the water. And we can also do this proton scatter. We can make this the scatter shape more like 200, 200. So now it's a little more spaced. Okay, let's see how this looks. I think it's shaping. It's shaping up. Obviously, we've got a lot more like stuff to work on when it comes to grass and the terrain itself. Like this terrain can be bumped up and, you know. But like this here can just be water. And I think we're going to do that next. So ground with a stream. Let's go ahead and make a quad mesh or a mesh instance. Negative 0.5. Okay, we could do something like this and then give this a water shader. Let's go on godotshaders.com because we don't know how to do this ourselves. Let me see how this works. This one could be good. Parameters. Okay, let me just, I guess, try this. I'm going to go mesh instance. We're going to do a material, new shader material. I don't know if this actually... water. I don't know if this works because it doesn't seem to say. What you put this on? Interesting. Okay, this is almost. Ooh, already almost there. There's some weirdness, but like that. That's wave A, so if you want to see what I'm using, it's this one here. We'll play around with some of the settings and see what we can do. So we have roughness, max visible depth. Alright. Well, let's just see how it looks when we actually get into game. It's obviously a bit much. Also, we can still see outlines through it, which is a little unfortunate. Okay. Surface normals. I don't know what that is. Oops. Border scale, we'll do 1. I don't know what these do. so we don't get a border around meat. We still get outlines, of course. But honestly, this isn't bad. Let's try some brighter grass. See how that affects the look. Yeah, I don't mind it. This is just a little brighter green. Let's try with that. Why can I not? Ooh, you know what? I know why I can't. Okay. We have ground check. In our base builder, we have build ground check. That goes 4 down, but we need to move it up slightly. I think so. Lunchbox, what's up, man? Okay, now one thing we could also do is add some grass. Also, we need to adjust these previews. Because right now, if you go all the way down to where it disappears, then it actually goes up like that. So let's do actually negative 1.8. Yeah, I think that's it. What genre is this game going to be? Kind of a survival in a way, but not like a lot of crafting and base building, but let's see if I do it just like that. Okay, yeah, that lines up. So yeah, a lot of base building and stuff. Okay, we don't even have our grass in here yet. But I'm already pretty happy with this. Yeah, I think the only issue is that these outlines show up, but that's not that big of a deal. Yep. Okay. Then let's say you're up here. You're like, okay. Well, let's build a foundation. Actually, let me deconstruct this and see what happens when I try to build one. Okay, I can't build one out there. But I can build one there. Okay. And it's like, okay, can't build one there, but I can build ceiling. Okay, nice. I'm liking it. Okay, the next thing was this is proton scatters grass. Let's throw it in there. Let's duplicate this. Scatter item. We're gonna toss in the from the add-ons, from Proton Scatter, demos, assets, open. Okay, that is the giant one. Okay. And for this one, we will do the scatter item. Scale multiplier will not be that. And we're going to do like 500. Performance for this one, Proton Scatter grass. Nope, we're gonna try 2000. What language? This right here is shader language, GD shader language. Otherwise, you use GD script in Godot. Okay, let's see how the scale is on this. Scale's okay. Of course, the outline. Let's do like 0.3, 0.1. Max distance, let's do like 60. Grass is always kind of annoying with these outline shaders. Obviously, we're not going to be doing anything this detailed anyway. But let's also go back to our forest. This is landing up there too. Okay. We're going to make this size. The shape needs to be more like 150. 150. Because we don't really care about places further away at this point. $5,000 of them. It grew it on top of my box. I should probably just remove that box. Fire pit and box. Well, box can go at least. And actually, let's do 10,000 and just see what happens. Okay. Is it trying to put grass on top of trees? That I wonder. Okay, let's grab this grass shader. We have this grass shader. We might as well just create a new scene. Mesh instance 3D. Quad mesh. Oh, nope. Nice. Do we have just like a... Weird. Okay, so we can't really do this. Let's delete this. Okay, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to Blender actually, new, general, grab everything, delete, Shift A, mesh, plane, go here, edit mode. Rotate around the X90. Sick. Go here. Save this as grass Yeah. Grass blade. Save. Here we can go grass blade. Where is it? Instantiate. Editable children. Material override. Now what we need to do. Go to our jank jam. Scripts? No. No. What's up, Astron? How you doing, man? Copy that. Then we can go back to it here. Materials, shaders. Why can't I copy that? Copy. Paste. Okay. Player position. Okay, so that's good. Now we can go to our player. We got to grab our in our process, I guess. What is it? How do you grab? How do you change? Still on the cozy game, yeah. Yoda Mashman says French for the language, yes. Okay, change global shader variable. Godot, let's see, how do I do that? Okay, it looks like it is this. Okay, nothing seems to break. Nice. So now what I can do, I can go to my grass quad here. That right there. Okay. That's player strength. Let's do 0 for that. All right, we're gonna do like 0.1 for player strength. Forest. We're going to grab our scatter item. Going to do grass quad. Delete that, grab this. Okay, we got an ad in 2 minutes. I might have to be done here pretty soon anyway, but okay. Make the player strength that. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Still have weird movement stuff where you don't move like perfectly straight. Okay. Lunar, what's up? Jump seems floaty. Yeah, that's kind of mostly for debug reasons. I also have it where I can just keep jumping if I want. It's kind of for debug reasons. I'll have to kind of figure out, like, this movement system is definitely not like the finalized one. It's very bare bones. But yeah, I will have to figure out a better movement system. Just chilling, enjoying the music, and co-working. Sounds good. Glad to have you here. Okay, things are looking... Yeah, now I can kind of plan the game a little better. Now that I have like a little arena that we're in. Now, something important. We got to go to our walking sim game. Copy the sound. The sound of water. Audio stream player 3D. We'll do something like that. Okay. Water sounds. This is all, once again, very placeholder. Okay, let's see how it looks or sounds when we're in there. Way too much. Still way too much. And as you get up higher, it just turns white. We do need to figure out what that is. Let's real quick look at our water. Okay. Let's do 1,000 for this. Still turns white there. Okay. Now, all of these. So like 15, I guess? Because we have that max distance of 100. Drop off distance to make it gradual? Oh, maybe. I'm only used to Unreal Engine, though. That sounds about right. I think I kind of did that, but just... I think I should do it your way, increasing the distance. And really what I could do is... actually, what I could do is I could make it smaller. Let's say max distance of that. Let's do... set it to playing. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll just add more of these. Make them shorter range and then just add more. Obviously, once again, this is not like... I don't really know how we would do this normally, but... Well, we're doing it procedurally normally, so... We'd figure something else. Stop for the general waterways more focused at rocks. That's probably a good call. The thing is, right now what I'm doing is... This is all very much... Oh, Bad Circle says, it's looking good, broski. We'll check back in next time I see you streaming. Hey, good to see you, Bad Circle. Have a good one, brother. But Lunar, kind of right now what I'm doing is mostly just trying to get the vibe fairly close, even though this obviously is not going to be the actual map, because eventually I'm going to be doing like procedural generation and stuff. And I need to add in more assets and stuff, but I'm just trying to figure out like what your average spawn point is gonna look like and kind of tailor that right now. Ooh, there are reflections of your tool. This actually works pretty good, though. Now, if I fly up, eventually that border gets bigger. But it doesn't look like you can really get far enough away for it to really become an issue. Unless you're flying, of course, which you shouldn't be able to. But you will be able to build up pretty high, so. In that case, you'd have rocks in the water. You should be able to add local sound. True, actually, yeah. That's true. I could just have them attached to the rocks, pretty much. For like that sound. I'll probably still need like a general just flowing water sound as well, but nice one on work with the proc gen. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to end up doing that, because I'm not doing quite like Minecraft style terrain. Not doing that. But I'm also not... Like, I still want to be able to do the height map like this in a way, maybe? Because these are all just handmade. I still haven't tried doing procedural generation. But, where I have some sort of deformation that happens, and then it can be as simple as this, just having like this level of polygon displacement, like vertex displacement, and just creating these little like terraces. And then figuring out, like, you're never really going to be in big, wide open spaces. You're supposed to be in a dark forest. So, yeah. But we'll figure it out. I think for the demo of this game, I probably won't even really attempt procedural yet. Still need to lock in how I'm going to do my gathering and my certain things like placeables. So right now you have like these that you can place. Like, okay, I'll place a little lamp there. But I can set it up where some of your building parts are craftable items that you can then place. So then you can go up on like these huge trees here. Because I do want you to be able to get up on these big trees. Oh, there's a bunch of grass growing on this tree. And like build your way up, which right now you can using the regular build system. You can do what I'm setting up as like these wall-mounted foundations. So you could be like, okay, I'll do that. And then you can build up like this. And then you could continue building up into the tree like this. But it ends up being a lot of building a lot of structure around the tree, which doesn't quite look as cool. When I would rather you be able to like basically I want you to be able to build your own Rivendell in a way. Oh, that needs to be dropped down. But yeah, I did some proc gen. Also, good place to start is just with cosmetic environmental stuff like trees, grass, rock. So you don't need to mess with terrain. Cool stuff. Ladder would be good, yeah. Yeah, cosmetic stuff would be a lot easier. But I kind of need the terrain itself. I can do the terrain, I think, because I'm doing such basic terrain manipulation. Like, I think I'm literally just going to have it like this, where it's like, you have like almost predefined height terraces. Let's move that. Where's our other one that's in the water? This one. Yeah, some sort of predefined height levels, and then the main thing after that is I will have to do some actual like gatherables and stuff will need to be procedurally generated, which is a little sketch because then my saving system is going to have to be a lot better. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna jump to 20,000. Way more grass. It's also let's take this shape in a bit. This is just for kind of eyeballing it, of course, but... Or have one small section which is already procedural just for testing. True, yeah. I had a normal map with a procedural section. Interesting. Yeah, I almost was wondering... So, like, for my inventory system and my build system here, I have it where I built, like, add-ons for it. So then all I would have to do is focus in like a test project and figure out a good scalable way of making it useful in actual projects. And I could kind of do the same thing with procedural and just make sure like, okay, I know that this needs to work in my actual project. It needs to be generalized a bit, you know. But I also don't need to work within my own system, which already comes with a lot of baggage. I can figure out how to make it more scalable and then include it in my project and rework it in a better way. Because I think if I just start building it into my project, it'll be too specific to my project. And then it's not going to scale as well. Because I've like this base building system and the inventory system, I had the same issue where I made it in a game first and then just kept running into issues because I made it poorly because I was trying to make it fit my project. Placeables is a little bit weird still because you can't quite like snap it to anything, but purpose for the player, yeah, it needs to. That's going to be a difficult thing. The reason I want procedural, well, I mean, it's still technically up in the air whether I need it. But if this has all these survival elements, it seems like the best thing would be procedural. But already I can kind of see that you can, as we add more building materials and stuff, because right now it's just logs. But I want it to get to where you can basically, you know, like I said, build your own Rivendell that just looks really cool. Because this is mostly a building, decorating, caretaking of the forest type of game. That's at least the initial idea. Sanity meter, darkness, loses sanity, monsters in the darkness. Maybe. I'm still deciding whether or not I'm going to do, whether or not I'm even going to do combat. And if I do, I might have it in two different modes, like a creative mode versus a combat mode. It is a dark forest, but it is supposed to be cozy, you know? El Basurero de Mac. Dude, it looks so good. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It's starting to come together. There's some things we can still improve looks-wise. These assets, these tree assets, are just placeholders because I just use Kenny assets. I mean, I could just keep them. They are free. And they do look good. But I could also make my own. I need some really large ones, too. I'm also thinking a lot of this is going to end up even tighter together. Like, we need even more forest. We also still really do need to build our save system. That will be worked on probably this week or next week. These triangle foundations have different supports than these. We could fix that later. Things like this grass, we'll find a way of actually doing grass where we can remove grass when you like build somewhere, something like that. Hey, El Basurero. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name correctly, but thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Lights turn the brown ground green. I'm not entirely following. There's some other things I'll need to figure out, like should I allow players to build like this? I think so. I think it's fine. I want people to feel freedom to kind of build whatever they want, even if it's crazy. You will have to gather resources to be able to build. Man, this water shader is actually pretty solid. It is flowing technically the wrong way, I think, so we can do a quick rotate on this. Wait. Yeah, that didn't do it. We need to do it over here somewhere. Negative x1. That does -1. Whoops. -1 and then 1. So what if we do -1 here? And then just 0 here. Yeah. That's better. Oh, healing the world type thing. Yes. Yeah, that is actually very close to what I was thinking as far as the game loop. You're basically like clearing out the forest. So I think a lot of the gathering is actually where you're going to be doing the kind of tending to the forest. So a lot of your materials are going to be like fallen trees, and I don't even know if you will gather them yourselves, like, or cut trees yourself or not. But trees may fall over, and then you can gather those. Kind of want it to be magical in some way as well. But then there will be like thorns and bramble type stuff that you have to clear away. Yeah. Just experimenting with different bridge types. Oh, these supports don't even have collision. That already looks nice. Let's do a quick little thing with our huge tree. Grab it, duplicate. Okay, now we have some huge trees that are showing up. That's nice. We also have trees growing on top of trees now. We have a tree growing on a tree with a blade of grass growing on that tree. And blades of grass growing on the rest of the tree. This is where our protons scatter. What we can do. Project on colliders, collision mask. What do we have for do rename layer, terrain layer for number 13. Okay. So that will be on 13. And then all of our plateaus. Need to be on 13. As well as 1. And then our formations. These can be on 13 as well. These don't really need to be on it, I don't think. Then we can go back to our forest, go back to our proton scatter. And projecton colliders should only do number 13. Same with on this. Okay, now trees will not spawn on top of trees. And grass isn't spawning on these. But it is spawning on these. Okay. I should get my tool and arm on a different view layer. I should do it when you hold shift or control or something. This is starting to work pretty good though. Things are coming together. Obscure, what's up, man? Always awesome. Thank you, brother. Okay, we are, we're making good progress. This is kind of inspiring me again. Because I always get to that point where I knock out a bunch of tasks in a game and then I'm like, I just want to move on to a new thing. One thing, I'm not a big fan of this whole... Where is it? Highlighted item. Let's go to highlighted. Anywhere it says highlighted item. We're going to remove that for now. It's just not looking good. We can do it again at some point and figure out a good way. Basically, I want to just put an outline around whatever it is. Ooh, look at that. We got some real weirdness going on. the water shader. We're going to remove some of that red from the sky and see how it looks. Let's take a look. Even better already, I think. The only thing, players having this light. I gotta figure out a good way of doing this. There we go. So no light around the player. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is starting to get vibey. I'm annoyed by the grass. Grass that pokes through. We also should add an actual door. Why can't you place close to the wall with that? Yeah. Okay. The vibes are hitting. This is good. This is why we need this is why we need to get saving in the game pretty soon. Because I want to be able to you know, build stuff in here and then see it still there when I come back to it, you know. Man, it just creates a vibe instantly. That looks great. What happens if I go here? Maybe I need moonlight, shadow. Where's my, like, shadows? Okay, having glow on. Also, what do these do again? I think that's good. Glow. I'm gonna do point one for glow or bloom, I guess. Let's see how this does for the overall look. How does this look from a distance? Can I turn this up to like 1? Okay, that's like blurriness. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Okay, cool. Mix. Soft light. I don't know what soft light does. Whatever. I think it looks good still. Maybe we do a little more fog. .02. Is that glowing? Let's look at our fireplace. Whoops. Ah, there we go. So I could just up the fog effect. On our lights. Let's also make this a little more orange. Copy that, save. Go to wall lantern here. Paste that. Put that at 5. This may be way too much, but we'll see. It does look nice. It might be too much, but we could also drop the amount of fog we have. So if I craft one of these guys. Okay. The spotlights don't seem to affect things quite as much. That definitely makes a big difference. Seems darker for some reason. Yeah, I changed the color on the light there, or on these lights. So that probably did it. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a bit much, so what I'll do is, I'll do like 2 here. On this one, I'll do 2. Also gonna bump these up a little. Copy that, save. Go here. Paste that, save. We're gonna go to here. This thing is going to have a volumetric fog of like, we'll do like 3 for these. I also want to go to the player. This process material, make unique, draw passes, make unique. Okay. Fire pit still looking good? Okay, good. Okay, so we have some dust particles. Yep, okay, nice. Then what we can do is... something like this. These are unshaded. Okay, that makes them like big bubbles. So unshaded is good. Yeah, this like little green. These are like little dust motes. What's the goal for the demo? Goal for the demo is we want actually we do need to figure out like what is actually going to be in the full demo. How does it seem like okay, there's some. Let's take a look here. So demo goals. We need taming animals. 10 different types. We're just throwing this list together. Animals. Full base building with save system. A few different worlds, maybe. Gathering and progressing to at least 3 different tiers of crafting and building. So building as in like being able to build different structures. Why do you need to tame animals? Because that's just going to be a fun part, I think. I think that's like the whole thing is you are in harmony with the forest, right? So the animals you're helping out. I'll show you one of the animals that you're going to deal with from my other project. Basically, the animals are your they're things that you interact with, and you're trying to kind of protect the forest, I guess, while also building in it and living in it. And these animals will help you in different ways. So you might tame, like, not really tame, but like, you know, you sort of tame a squirrel or whatever, and you build him a little house, and then he brings you branches or whatever that you can use to build. Things like that, like almost a way of automating your process of building your place. But these guys, these rock golems, and these little grass creatures are going to be in it. And these guys might help you do things as well. So if you need, I don't know, maybe you need to destroy some or dig out some rocks that are in the way. Maybe these guys could help you, you know. Business background, so getting back X amount of species to clear an area. It could be like that, yeah. Yeah, it could also be like if you bring back the population in an area or something like that, because they can't really spawn in these places when the whole forest is like dangerous or whatever. Because I think a lot of the enemies in the forest, if I don't do normal combat, then the enemies will be like plants, basically, like giant vines that trap creatures or whatever and keep them, or just block them out of an area, something like that. That would be a nice goal. Yeah, clearing areas, definitely clearing areas is like the main thing. So main player goal, clear sections of the forest, interacting with animals helps that, and progressing up the tech tree also. This includes tools, magic, learning, and just better base building. Because you could probably build, like, certain buildings might have buffs for an area, keeping out thorns, etc. Stuff like that. Like maybe you build some sort of magical thing that keeps out the thorns in an area or something. Priyan, what's up? How do you overlay the debug stats on the top left? Is it a built-in feature? No, but you can. I made it for myself. Let me pull it up real quick. This right here, I will post it in the YouTube chat and in the Twitch chat. I just made this like little performance overlay plugin so you can use it if you want. All you have to do is download this. I don't even know if it's a real plugin or not. You don't really need it to be a plugin. Yeah, like literally nothing is happening when it enters the tree. But you just pull the DS Performance Overlay folder from the add-ons folder, and then just instantiate in your scene somewhere, wherever you want it, like maybe attached to your main scene. I don't know. But you just attach it in there, and then like I'll show you it real quick. Yeah, I have this DS overlay, so then I just instantiate a child scene, which is the DS overlay, or you can just drag it in from here. And then over here you have selected overlays, and you can just say like, you can choose which of the Godot things you want to put on that screen. So like right here I have time FPS. I have render total objects, render total primitives, render total draw calls, and then you just put a little label next to them, and that's what is going to show up in your overlay. But it can be nice. Like with this, I'm noticing I have so many primitives in this otherwise low poly scene, Like I've got like 1 million, which I know I have a lot of trees, which sure, but it seems like I just have way more than I need. Even when I'm just looking up like here, I've got 300,000, 200,000 primitives. It's like, what is going on? And then I look back down, we're at 1 million again. Like, yeah, it's pretty nice to have. But yeah, you can use that if you want, and just pull that into your scene, and then of course you can disable it whenever you want. Godot debug features are limited or hidden. Yeah, they're kind of like annoying to deal with. That's why I pulled this one up, because then, or why I created this, because then you don't have to like jump back into debugger, evaluator, or profiler and like do all this stuff. It's still useful to do that, but like all these monitors, I don't want to have to alt tab out and look or whatever. I like being in, I just want to see it in my game. I'm sure there's plenty of other plugins that do this too. It's not that hard. The actual script for the overlay is pretty simple. It's literally like, all it is this. Just add a child based on whatever you chose, and then the overlay label. I'm not even doing like, I'm just doing this. Tick int equals 0, process +1, return, else do this. Like, it's the most simple thing, but it can be really useful for seeing your, because you can add any one of these monitors you can add. So all of these monitors, it's like audio output latency, you know, monitor max, pipeline. I don't even know what any of these do, but you can add them. So these types of add-ons are important. Yeah, it's good to have. It's fun for me to make them too, because then it helps me get better, you know. Still cool and useful. Yeah. And I have some other plugins as well. Like for my base building and stuff. Okay, our goal is good to go. Oh, sorry. Lunar, you had said, so a counter with a species is the underlying progression meter. That could be it, yeah. It could be like the more you discover, or that's like part of it. And kind of getting to know the creatures and know how they work and how you can use them as, or work with them to do things to like expand their habitat or whatever, in a way that also helps you. So not every creature is going to act the exact same way. Some might just need food. Some want have other ways where you interact with them to like make them actually listen to you, or. But I do like that. Let me think here. Yeah, I think we've gotten quite a bit done today just in the visual side. Here, 1 second. Let me pull up my. Okay. Yeah, I think we've made good progress on just getting kind of the vibe down now. Like it's getting there. We still need a lot of assets. We got to build a lot of assets. We got to do a lot of stuff as far as oh, where's my hammer? There it is. We got to do a lot of asset work. We got to do some gameplay work for sure. But I just like the fact that we've gotten this part in, which is mostly about like getting the feel. Now I feel a little more inspired to continue. Even even just having the fog and the little dust particles. That's pretty nice. Let's go to our, this is going to be dust. We're going to do like 100. I'm going to do a particle attractor sphere. Let's do 1. And then this should push away any dust. It looks so good. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's you know, it's coming together. A lot of the, once again, like the assets will be a big thing when we really start building out more and more. Okay, if I walk towards this and jump, it pushes it away. This should hopefully make it so then dust doesn't like come right up to you. And I kind of just like the idea of you pushing away dust. So like -5. Let's do like 4. And for the strength, just negative like 0.2. Or negative 0.5. Something like that, maybe. That is nice, though. Man. Of course, we still have this really terrible arm. And the hammer. Okay, what happens when we do this? Does this do it correctly? Nice. Okay. What was the other thing I was gonna do? Huh. What was I thinking? Oh, let's do a quick, let's do new, general, delete, Shift A, set a cube. Let's go here. Edit mode. Wireframe. Oops. GY, bring all that in. GY, bring, whoops. GY, bring all of that in. Okay, this is going to be our torch, I guess. How big did we make? I guess let's go in here. Let's do a wood torch. Save. Okay, we're just going to do that for now. Go here. Then we have equipables, stone hammer. Just gonna do tools like that. Scene. This is going to be a equipable torch. This is an equipable. Stone hammer has its own. Okay. Equipables, tools, torch. Nice. Okay. Extends equipable class name torch. Torch is going to have, okay, we got fire pit. We have all three of these and this. Copy. Paste these in on heat. We're going to do make unique, draw passes, make unique, save on smoke, draw passes, make unique, save, process material, make unique, save. Make unique, process material, make unique. Then we can do torch, wood torch.blend, instantiate, perfect. This light doesn't need to be unique, although, yeah, it doesn't need to. we're going to do these process materials. The emission shape, spawn, position, 0.1. Now we need a item. Where's my items? Assets, items, placeables, tools. Create a new resource, which is an item resource. Boom. Wood, torch. Save this wood torch. It's going to be wood torch. It is equipable. Quick load. We can do the wood icon for now. Mesh, we need to go to our wood torch. Torch.blend. Saved file. Path. Assets. 3D. Tools. Wood. Torch. Mesh. Save. Reimport. Then we do this. Materials. Material 1. Use external. Okay. We're going to go materials. Supports wood. Let's try that. Okay, save. Now I can go to wood torch resource. Quick load, wood torch mesh, perfect. Mesh scale 1. Collision shape empty, stack size. Required items we can do. Quick load wood, 1. Item scene path. Torch. Copy path. Paste that. In our player, we have full menu, we have a crafting menu. Craft tab basic, I'm gonna add the quick load torch, wood torch. Okay, we'll see if this works. If we can just automatically craft a torch and then equip it. Oh. Wood. Okay. Oh. Wood. Okay. Hey. It's a little bit wonky, obviously. We also need these meshes to not cast shadows. Okay. Next thing we will do is this light. So we have 1 energy. We're going to say 10. Or no, that's size. Okay, range. Okay, this didn't destroy the fire, right? Yeah, the fire's still good. It can use some work for sure. But we have a torch now. Okay, that's better. Volumetric fog, energy, we're going to do 0.5. Where's local chords? Ah, no, that doesn't work. We do want them to be. Yeah. Okay, smoke. Okay, I mean this is workable at least. All right. Oh, you can kind of see where the light is there. Okay, let's go back to transform. X. Yeah, it's a little weird because the light is not lighting up the torch, but we are making progress. Anyway, I really got to bounce out now. But thank you all for being here. Appreciate you guys. It's been fun. We're making good progress, so I'm happy with this. Yeah, I do need to bounce. But yeah, I will see you all next time. I think it pre-end. I think I'm saying that correct. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. El Basurero, thank you for the subscription on YouTube. Appreciate you. Bad Circle, it was good to see you again. Yoda Mashman, thank you for being here. Sneer as well. Alessandro, Lunchbox, Miz, appreciate you guys. Jay, and Mr. Sheep. But yeah, all of y'all in the YouTube chat, thank you guys. And in the Twitch chat, Lunar is good to see you. Obscure, or Lunar, thank you for stopping by. Obscure, it's good to see you. Asteron, Lekari, appreciate you guys. Hope you all have a good one. If you are interested in keeping up with the game, obviously you can drop a follow on the YouTube or on Twitch. But yeah, we're going to be trying to really make just tons of progress on this game. Already I'm very happy with where we're at, because we're only like a week and a half in, and this is really coming together. So as far as demos go, pretty happy. And I want in a month or two for it to be like really in a good spot, playable spot where people can play test it. So if you want to play test it, and then just follow the stream. You can also join the Discord. And yeah. Anyway, peace out. I will see you all later. Have a good one. Catch you next time.